So you may not think about it every day, but the oil that you use in your vehicle and other parts of your life actually comes from animals that were roaming around millions of years ago. Similar to coal, oil and its related products like natural gas and asphalt are also non-renewable fossil fuels that help drive the Industrial Revolution and are major sources of energy and materials in our modern world. Also similar to coal, these petroleum products are formed by the burial and concentration of organic carbon in sedimentary rocks. The difference here is that oil is basically made up of all of the other carbon from the biosphere that isn't plants. Mostly things like phytoplankton and algae, but also other animal remains, maybe even dinosaurs. Mostly, this material gets buried on the continental shelves in the ocean, or in lakes and such on the continents, and any carbon that isn't broken down in those systems gets buried and heated. Instead of being compressed into a solid form like coal, petroleum products are effectively cooked down or distilled into different carbon-rich compounds, from simple gases like propane or methane, all the way through crude oil and even complex chain molecules like asphalt. Depending on how much of this carbon material is produced and on which rocks it resides in, the resulting petroleum can be concentrated into pockets or reservoirs underground, which make it more accessible for extraction and use, either in a relatively unprocessed form, like the burning of methane or diesel directly, or in a more refined form like the creation of common plastics and other industrial solvents. For oil, the type of environment, both in terms of original carbon deposition and in terms of heating and trapping after burial, is crucial to the development of different petroleum products. So oil and its relatives are generally less constrained in terms of when they formed during Earth's history, and more constrained in terms of where they form. But just like our example of coal, our use and the proliferation of petroleum products effectively represents the removal of carbon from a safe, geologically stable repository and its reintroduction to the active global carbon cycle, where it contributes to modern climate change and other pollution impacts, like microplastics, in our modern world.